You know someone like this. A man with fire in his words, endless dreams in his eyes, and a mind that dances through ideas like a butterfly in the spring. He's magnetic, visionary, always on the brink of something great. But he never lands. He talks of books he will write, businesses he will launch, passions he will pursue. But weeks pass, months pass, years, and still nothing. He always has a reason. The timing wasn't right. The world isn't ready. People just don't understand. Maybe he's your cousin, your best friend, your partner. Maybe he's your father, or maybe he's the man staring back at you in the mirror. A man who, despite his age, seems frozen in time, emotionally adolescent, commitment averse, addicted to possibility, but allergic to responsibility. And perhaps, just perhaps, you've quietly held on to the hope that one day he'll wake up, that the boy inside him will grow into the man he was meant to become. In depth psychology, this pattern has a name: Puer Aeternus, the eternal boy. Not just a personality type, but a psychological archetype, a deep, unconscious force that lives in the minds of countless men. It's a dreamer's spirit caught in a child's armor. And today, we need to talk about him, not to shame, but to understand, not to condemn, but to illuminate. Because sometimes the biggest obstacle to becoming a man is the boy we refuse to let go of. Let's explore the light, the shadow, and ultimately, the transformation of the eternal boy. The eternal boy doesn't march to the same beat as everyone else. He's imaginative, sensitive, often gifted with immense intelligence and a sharp eye for beauty and meaning. He talks like a poet, dreams like a prophet, and moves through life like a man not yet bound by time. He's full of potential, the kind that makes others believe in him, even when he's given them little reason to. He resists convention, rejects routine. He won't be boxed in by titles, clocks, or expectations. He wears his freedom like a badge of honor. And there's a reason he's so intoxicating. We live in a world that often feels cold, rigid, lifeless. He brings color to the gray, hope to the monotonous. But here's the tragedy. He's in love with potential, but terrified of becoming. Because becoming means choosing, and choosing means closing other doors, and nothing frightens the eternal boy more than the finality of choice. So, he lives in the maybe. Maybe one day I'll start. Maybe this relationship will work. Maybe I was born for something greater. But maybe is not a life. It's a limbo. And while he may feel free, he is in truth floating, untethered, ungrounded, uncommitted. Freedom without form is just drift. And drifts, no matter how poetic, eventually leads to ruin. Beneath the boy's glowing spontaneity lies something far more fragile. Fear. Fear of being ordinary, fear of failure, fear of being truly seen, not as an idea, but as a flawed, vulnerable, aging human being. So he hides behind movement, jumps from project to project, falls in love quickly, and out of it just as fast. Talks about meaning but avoids purpose. He romanticizes freedom, but what he really craves is safety, the kind of safety he once knew as a child, where others took care of things, where mistakes had no cost, where love came without conditions. So he recreates that dynamic in romantic partners, in friends, in mentors. He searches not for equals, but for caretakers, someone to believe in him so he doesn't have to believe in himself, someone to bail him out when things collapse, someone to hold him when the world gets too heavy. He does not want a partner. He wants a protector, And here lies the heartbreak. Those who love the eternal boy end up mothering him. They carry the burden he refuses to lift. They become the structure he resents, and yet secretly depends on, until eventually they're drained. And he once again is alone. In Jungian psychology, there's a deeper force often enabling the eternal boy. It's not always a real mother, though sometimes it is. A mother who, out of love or fear, never let him fail, who cleaned up his messes, who overprotected him from the world. But it can also be symbolic. A girlfriend who plays savior, a friend who rescues, a system that cushions every fall. Jung called this the Great Mother, an archetype that, in its shadow form, becomes devouring. Not nurturing, but smothering. The boy remains stuck because deep down, he's still waiting for someone else to make life safe. But safety and growth rarely live in the same room. As long as the boy clings to the mother, literal or symbolic, he will never stand fully on his own 2 feet. And worse, he may resent the very figures who keep saving him. He starts to see love as control, help as judgment. He pushes them away, and then cries out for them when the weight becomes too much. And so the cycle continues. Eventually, the fantasy collapses. The boy ages, the magic fades, friends move on, partners stop waiting, opportunities disappear. And one day, often quietly, often painfully, he realizes he's been circling the same mountain for years. He feels tired, disillusioned, even afraid of his own reflection. This is the turning point, the moment that separates the few who transform from the many who regress further into denial. It's when he must ask the hardest question of all: what if the thing holding me back is me? This is not a gentle realization. It burns. But in that fire, something new can be forged. Jung called it individuation, the process by which a person becomes whole. Not perfect, not idealized, but real. A man who accepts that to build anything of value, he must give up the fantasy of being everything, everywhere, all at once. He must mourn the boy, not kill him, but release him. Thank him for the dreams, the beauty, the wild hope, and then take the wheel, because only the man can steer. So what does growth look like? It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It doesn't come with applause. It's waking up when you said you would, following through on your word, sitting with discomfort instead of running from it. It's showing up in a relationship even when the fantasy fades. Starting a project and finishing it, not because it's easy, not because it's perfect, but because you chose to. Maturity is not the end of creativity. It's the foundation that lets creativity actually build something. The eternal boy wants flight. The grounded man grows wings, not by dreaming, but by crafting. One day at a time, one choice at a time. And here's the secret. When the boy is integrated, not banished, he becomes a force for good. His imagination inspires. His spontaneity brings joy. His dreams give vision. But now, he's led by a self that can hold the weight of the world. If you've made it this far, chances are something inside you has stirred. Maybe you see this pattern in someone you love. Maybe you see it in yourself. There is no shame in recognizing it, only power. Because awareness is the beginning of change. No one is coming to save you. But that's not bad news. That's your liberation. The man you want to become is not a fantasy. He's a decision, a path, a practice. And it begins the moment you stop running and choose to stand. The world needs men who dream, but more than that, it needs men who build. If this resonated with you, leave a comment. Tell me which part spoke to you most. Sometimes, naming it is the first act of reclaiming your life. And if someone you know is trapped in this cycle, share this video. It might be the mirror they've been too afraid to look into. This journey isn't easy, but it's worth it. And if you're ready to walk it, I'll be right here beside you.